How are you doing? Donation is given a great importance in my life, and of course, I don't intend to push my thought to people around me by insisting that donation is very important to me. And I don't deny people who are not interested in donation, and I don't think people who are not interested in donation should be despised by people in the society. And this is the problem of uh, prioritization of people's decision on how they use money, and this is not my problem anyway, that I interfere in someone's affair. So this is really personal problem. So this video is not kind of the one that encourages you to donate to charities. And this video is just about my personal thought to uh, charities and donations. So at least in my thoughts, I don't treat myself. I don't treat myself, and I just buy, minimum necessary things which somehow support my livings in my everyday life, and I save some money in my savings accounts, and after that I donate as much money as possible to people who are in trouble and charity programs from the rest of my money. And in other words, I always earn money and save money in order to donate to someone and charity programs. So I know it is really weird way of thinking, and probably nobody understand my behaviors and my thoughts. So the timing of my donation is also really weird, and the timing of my donation is when I really want to treat myself. Like if I feel like painting the town red by Papcrow with someone around the downtown, I apply brags to my heart that wants to do that thing, and I just donate the amount of money that I will probably use for Papcrow with someone at downtown to a certain charity programs through a charitable organizations on the internet. And at the moment, feeling like going to restaurant to eat some really luxury good foods dressed through my mind, I apply brakes to my heart that wants to go to a restaurant, and I donate the amount of money I probably use to eat luxury food at restaurant to a charity activities through a charitable organizations. So this is a kind of a criteria of how I decide to donate to charities. So probably most people who think that trading themselves is one of the components to spend happy life in their lives can't follow in the way of my life, because there is no pressure and there's no pastime in my life. No drinking, no dating, and no traveling, and no going out with friends, no gaming or something like that. I totally denied all my desires that can even come true with my money I have now, and force myself to use money that I can actually use for pleasure to charity programs. So I seriously think if my money that should be used in treating myself was used for people facing difficulties and extreme poverty or this kind of suffering situation, that would be really great. So I live in Japan. And in general, my living standard is not really good compared to the average standard of living in Japan. And to be honest, it's really hard to say I can afford to spend money to help someone else who are in trouble. But I can earn as much money as I can somehow save money in my savings accounts after deducting my entire living costs. So I'm satisfied with my living in Japan now, and I'm happy. So I don't wish for anything more than this now. I don't wish for anything for more than this now. So fortunately, I don't get married with anyone, and there's no one who complain about how I use money. So I can spend money for donations that should be used spent for my marriage life. So this is something I live for. This is something I live for, and I'm such a boring man with nothing attracting anyone. So all I want you to know is I'm not talking this because I want to be praised by anyone about my thoughts and behaviors. But I have wishful thoughts, wishful thinking that if people had this kind of mercy a little bit in their heart, like giving affection to someone in trouble instead of giving up their, pleasure, how the world will be get better. Will get better. So I know it is not that easy because always conservativeness in your mind scares you with losing your money for something that you can expect nothing in return. So even if understanding using money for pleasure and gambling is wasteful, people think using money for themselves is just right thing. So I don't deny this. I don't deny it. It's really natural thing. It's a natural emotion, and I have I have no right to say something about how they use money, and I don't think my thought is justice. So, but if they distribute only a few money to the nation, I believe things will, largely change in the world. So I'm sorry, I personally push my thoughts to you. Um, but there is a price to pay in such a way in my life. Uh, if I acted more smartly, there will be a lot of chances to get my life better, like investing my savings in something to increase my asset effectively. But I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like increasing my assets in this way. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I'm really happy now. And I'm really bad at keeping good relationship with friends, so I have I have no friends to keep in touch with now. And I don't proactively find a new friends, but I love being alone. And thanks to my personality, I have oh, I have almost no chance to hang out with friends and go at pub crawl with someone at downtown. So probably I lack affection to myself, and I may personally disrespect myself because of low self-affirmation. I may try to cover the shortage of my affection to myself with unconditional donation that makes me feel like I am saved mentally with the fact that I help someone with money that I earn. So I think this is probably linked with a Paul Piff's theory that people in the bottom of society are inclined to donate to charities because they have a Italianism and have a weak narcissism. And Paul Piff, which I'm talking about here, is the social scientist who is the professor of the University of California, Berkeley. And if you're interested in him, please check it out on the internet. I also talked about him on the other videos on my YouTube channel. As I said, I'm always alone and I have no friends to keep in touch with. So, however, having mental leeway to think about my inner mind objectively like this and have a firm attitude towards donation is due to the fact that my living is firmly guaranteed to some extent because I can because I receive salary on regular basis. So I have, mental leeway because of this. But if I were driven into serious poverty situation and despair, I would probably not think this way, but focus on how I can survive every day by securing foods and finding a place to stay, and I wouldn't have no room to be considerate of others who are in troubles. So, in a sense, I'm truly blessed in Japan. So, in the world, there are so many people who cannot help putting up the misery, putting up with misery and poverty situation, no matter how potential, no matter how much potential they have. So at least people in the country makes it possible for anyone to realize what they wanna what they wanna do. Have to share the wealth with the people in the country where they somehow continue to survive in serious poverty situation and suffering situation. Um, if you want to, if you want to say it's impossible to spend your life without pressure, pastime, and eating good food, eating luxury food at restaurants, I think you should. I recommend that you should go to African countries and see what happens there.